So there's always two different types. One where you're front on with someone, which is a little bit harder. It just sort of narrows down your options a little bit, so your footwork has to be a little bit cleaner. And it's not always going to be a line break, it may just be an arms tackle at best.
Yep.
What you don't want to do is just run straight into the guy. But and the other one is when they're coming sort of slightly from the outside and they feel like they're under the pressure to come and get me, put a little bit of footwork on, make you plant, and then I can go again.
And beat me on the outside.
Yeah. However, if you've come from the side too far and you're in front of me slightly to get me, that's when I just go back on the inside again. So
Yep.
my decision comes off what you do.
How fast are you running here? Are you at 100% when you're coming at me? Are you 80%? Are you know what?
So I might be 100% when I'm approaching you, but at some point you have to slow down to what we call the optimal speed. So by optimal we mean as quick as you can, but being able to change direction and use your footwork. So
right.
Obviously when you're at maximum speed, any sort of footwork, there's not going to be a great deal of variation in the space that you're trying to move. Whereas in optimal, you might have to slow it back a little bit, but it means that when you step, you're actually sort of making quite a difference in where you are. So again, I'm coming in, I'm approaching the attacker. I've got my feet moving, and your feet have to move the entire time. The only thing that's going to change is the distance between each step. So you just want to shorten your stride a little bit. What I want to do is just stay on the inside of his hip. So that way if he steps back inside, at some point he makes a decision, I'm in a dominant position to make a tackle.
Hey, a lot of blokes are jumping in the air like Benji Marshall and Quade Cooper. How do we defend that? Is it just rabbit in the headlight stuff? Is that what they're hoping for, or is there a method to it, and how are we going to get a good answer here?
Okay, so the times where those side steps work the best is when they catch a defender square on.
Right.
So straight away, and more often than not, when someone gets up and does that sort of little dance thing in the air and then move, they sort of sit on their heels and wait for them to land and then make a decision to go. And by that point, you're in no position to make a tackle. So the best way to combat that is, whilst he's getting up there and in the air, is to take his space.
Right.
So by the time he lands, you're then going straight through. So regardless of whether he's going left or right, you're hitting him at the point of contact and you can go through the tackle. Straight away, the guy in the best position is usually the fullback, because he's got time. He's not the one under stress to make the tackle. Oh, sorry, the catch, and he'll determine whether the winger shifts straight away if he's got an opportunity to kind of go back to the short side. But generally, what we like to do is to shift it to the fullback. If there's an option, he'll then go forward with the ball. You always got to go forward. You don't want to be static. Straight away, if you're going forward, it puts the defence in doubt. As soon as he's going forward, it might be back on for what we call like a lazy. So if the forwards sort of honeypot towards the ball,